This is Jonathan Ajayi for Pro Boxing Fans, joined by James Cook MBE at the public workout for Artur Beterbiev against Anthony Yarde. James, this is the moment that you've been waiting for, that Anthony's been waiting for since that Kovalev fight. 3 belts on the line on Saturday night. How are you feeling?
Nervous. Was good. Good nerves.
Good nerves. Obviously, natural to have them before such a big fight. Just tell me sort of this camp. Talk me through this camp. Has it been any different from previous ones you've been a part of?
You know what? This camp, yes, have been different. There's certain things you do, certain things you learn, certain things you see the guys them do. I mean, certain things you have to adjust to, you know, and you've got to give them credit for come from where they are, doing what they do. And I have the most credit for these guys. I mean, just to see the way they work and the work they put in. I mean, and though people says they heard Anthony Yarde don't do that I've been around and he's doing them now. If people think he wasn't doing them, obviously he was doing them because I've been there watching them do it. I mean, his camp is good.
You're very experienced in boxing, obviously, as a fighter and now trainer. Talk me through, Anthony's had that first world title shot and now he comes to this second opportunity. How much does a previous shot where you haven't won the fight prepare you for this kind of opportunity?
Like everything else, people talk about what is done and what done wrong. The point is they said he never had stamina on things. Trust me, you won't be short of stamina in this fight. So definitely we've done some work on that. I just feel that in what they said, the experience, they never had that like a touch of experience. And so I come in, we had that little bit of experience. So we basically cover everything. Like I said, we just have to adjust to whatever going on in the ring. And I think, from, as I say, he's learned so much from the world title fight. His mindset is different. He know what he's got to do. He know what it's all about. And you've got to give credit to him to learn. He's a hard worker. And people think it's just a punch a chance. If they look at the two, they'll see that Anthony can box, he can roll, he can slip, he can catch. A lot we don't see the champion doing more than his punching power. So he's got more than a punching power. He's a good fighter.
How much is Beterbiev's age a factor in your opinion, or not at all?
Unless, you need somebody to probably test that out. His age, 30, he's 37, but sometimes you've got to get old. And if you got a younger man in front of you who can work and make you get old, we'll see Saturday night, because he has got a younger man in front of him who's willing to work, so we might see him get old on Saturday.
People looking at this fight may look at Artur's last fight against Joe Smith Jr., who was world champion at the time, had world title fights, and he was blown away in 2 rounds. So why is Anthony Yarde different to Joe Smith?
He's different because he's a different fighter. He's got different mentality. He's got different strength. He's more clever. He thinks a lot. He's not everybody in front of you. You're gonna think and you go there. Anthony Yarde can think. On top of the thinking, he can roll. He can catch. Anthony Yarde is a very clever fighter. People talking about the puncher's chance. But he set himself. He put himself in a position, and that's what you call good boxing brains, which Anthony Yarde has got.
How will it work on fight night in the corner with you and Tunde? Is Tunde leading it? Are you leading it? Is it a bit of both?
We'll probably be of both. Tunde will lead it. We won't change nothing. I'll probably sit down there and we'll probably speak once around, going along, watching things, and then we'll make one man speak. Because the thing about boxing, you can't take over certain things. You can't be shouting. I can't be shouting. He can't be shouting. So we'll sit down while the round's going and we see what we have to do, and we say to the man who's speaking in front of him, and I will just look for bumps and cuts and bruises or whatever, and deal with that,
And I've spoken to Tunde a lot over the years, and he's always told me about how much he studies fights and fighters and things like that. Are you the same? Have you looked at lots of footage of Beterbiev?
We have looked at it, but I'm not like Tunde. Tunde will sit down for 3 hours, 4 hours all day and study personal. I'll study them for 1 minute and then I see what I need. That's the difference. He does study. He'll sit down there and he'll study all day, watch it all day. I will sit down and I will watch 1 or 2 rounds, and then I will know what to do, and that's me finished. So I don't study as hard as Tunde.
Some people looking at this fight have said that Yarde's best chance is to go for this early in the shootout, because if it goes late and he tries to box Beterbiev, he's going to get stopped. What do you say to that?
I say to those people, I call those people with interview like that are speaking like they're internet boxers. They've never really gone in the ring to go 10 rounds or whatever rounds. This is the man's second chance as a world title. So he's been there, he's been at that level, and it doesn't matter if you go early or late, whatever it is, Anthony Yarde will be there.
And you're 100% confident of a knockout victory on Saturday night?
I'm 100% knockout victory. That his hand will be raised at the end of the fight.
And just finally, James, I know you do a lot of work in the community from speaking to you before. Can you just tell the viewers who didn't watch that interview what you do?
I work with young people in college and school and take them off the street and hopefully to sort out their life and give them a better life opportunity and get them plenty of the stars that come together every year to run a show and say, listen, we all come off the street, we all live in an estate. If these guys could do it, you can do it as well. So that's what I do.
Is that what you see as like, when some people obviously criticise boxing for various different things, but the amount of people you can get into discipline and off the streets and things, is that sort of what you see?
Absolutely, the discipline of the sport is fantastic. This is why everybody sort of, believe it yes or not, people moan and groan probably about boxing, but the discipline of the sport will bring any young person, once they go inside there and they realize, hang on, I can't do this, I can't skip, or I can't do for a minute. Fitness, health-wise, it is fantastic. It's probably the best sport in the world.
James, really appreciate it. Good to speak to you again, and good luck on Saturday night.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.